Hello, thank you for tuning in. My name is Christine Whitmire, and this is EENC 101 video. So we know it can be pretty overwhelming to join a board, especially one like EENC that has just grown so much throughout the years. And so we decided to put together this video just to give you a brief overview of the organization. And today we're going to talk about the history, our partnerships, strategic planning, our goals, and board and staff roles, and board expectations. And so I hope that you find this video helpful and that it can just give you a better foundation so that you can feel prepared. So let's get started. All right, so in 1987, school teachers, professors, park rangers, and naturalists all started meeting regularly and identified a need to increase environmental education awareness and knowledge in North Carolina. And eventually, Environmental Educators North Carolina was formed, and the first board meeting was held in 1990. EENC was also instrumental in developing the North Carolina Environmental Education Certification and continues to work closely with the Office of EE. We have grown a lot since 1990, and we even adopted a new logo in 2016. EENC continues to be a leader in North Carolina, Southeast, and the entire country. We are the state affiliate for the North American Association for Environmental Education, also known as NAAEE. We are also a member of the Southeastern Environmental Education Alliance, also known as SEA. And our other partners throughout the state include, of course, the North Carolina Office of Environmental Education and the North Carolina Association for Environmental Education Centers. And so we have a lot of these great state, Southeastern, and North American partners that we all work together for a common goal. And of course, as a nonprofit, we have a mission, and a nonprofit's mission is a short statement that describes why the organization exists. The mission statement should identify the who, the what, and the how. EENC's mission is to build connections, provide professional development, and promote excellence for North Carolina's community of environmental educators. The vision statement describes the clear and inspirational long-term change resulting from our work or the desired state. EENC's vision is to inspire those we work with to create an environmentally literate citizenry. It's a good practice to memorize the mission so you are prepared to talk to the community and even potential donors about who we are. We also have a diversity statement that can be found at the bottom of our webpage. And so here we're on the EENC webpage. And at the top part, we have the about, we have the mission, vision, and this bottom statement here is the diversity statement. EENC also has 4 logic models that describe what we do, who we reach, and short-term and long-term goals. We have 4, including a general overview of the organization, diversity, equity, and inclusion, membership, and guidelines. And so these are great tools to help better familiarize yourself with the organization and really lays out in a very organized way, our goals and who we are. And so we also have a strategic plan. And at the 2018 board retreat, we created a 3-year strategic plan with Dave Chase, founder of DRC Consulting and a professor at Antioch University. And the board identified internal and external priorities that resulted in 5 focus areas with all with their desired outcomes. And so the 5 focus areas are diversification, membership, branding, marketing, fundraising, and building EE capacity. The strategic plan has a tab for the 5 focus areas with the desired outcomes at the top. And each desired outcome has a color to highlight the specific tasks towards that specific outcome. Again, this is a working document, and we do use colors to show the different progress. So green complete, yellow in progress, and red is halted. And so it's good to become familiar with the strategic plan so you can use it to guide your personal efforts and goals for the organization. And in 2018, we hired our first employee, Executive Director, Lauren Pyle. And the goal of having staff is to increase our capacity outside of an all-volunteer board. So this is huge. There are only 2 other states in the Southeast that have staff, in Kentucky and North Carolina. And the staff and board do work together to accomplish the organization's goals. They do have different responsibilities. And so the board works as a team to supervise the organization's activities and steer the ship. The board makes big picture decisions at board meetings and on conference calls, and we do have a fiduciary responsibility for the organization. The board also organizes the annual conference, and the president, past president, and president-elect are part of the personnel committee that help manage Lauren. The personnel committee co-creates Lauren's annual work plan, and we do conduct an annual review. Lauren is responsible for day-to-day operations and administrative tasks. Lauren also reports to the board and personnel committee regularly, and all board members work and interact with staff, and Lauren also helps find new partners, manages the mini grant, and helps execute the organization's strategic plan. And so, as mentioned in the 10 Truths document, being part of the board of directors is a commitment, and there are expectations for participation. It is expected that board members attend board meetings and conference calls. We have 4 board meetings a year that rotate throughout the sections. The board retreat is the first one, and it is held in the section of the conference. The end of the year meeting is usually held in the central section, and lunch is provided at board meetings. And prior to board meetings and calls, it's good to review the agenda and read the minutes. And of course, submit your board report. And we currently submit board reports before in-person meetings, and suggested supplies for board meetings include your computer, of course. We are very digitally heavy here, and we use Google Drive, and our agenda usually has links, hyperlinks in it. And so I would recommend bringing a computer to board meetings so that you can follow along. It's also good to bring, of course, a coffee mug and a water bottle, pen and notebook, and of course, snacks. We also have monthly conference calls using our conference call number and PIN. The number and PIN are the same each month, and you may want to consider saving this number in your phone. The day of the week and time of the calls are usually set at the board retreat. And it is courteous to mute your phone when not speaking on the call, so there's not a bunch of noise in the background. It's also good to unmute to vote, and also try not to check out while you're on the call. It can be easy to get distracted by other things on your computer or around your house, but we are discussing and voting on important business, so it is important that you do stay engaged and participate in the discussion. And it is important that board members are expected to check their emails weekly and respond within 7 days of receiving an email. It's okay to use your personal email for internal communication with the board, but please use the provided EENC email for all external communication. And also, please refer to the leadership roster so that you are emailing board members to their preferred email. The leadership roster keeps track of the email that you prefer we communicate with. So if that is not correct, please edit that and make sure that your email that you would prefer emails to go to is on that leadership roster. Also, board members can forward emails to their personal email account. Again, just please use the EENC email for external communication. And if you are on a vacation for a lengthy amount of time, let's say, 2-week vacation, it is okay to set up an out of office. Also, it is very important that you review the bylaws and, more importantly, I think the policy manual. And so the policy manual is probably the most helpful internal document for board members, and it really lays out, what you're allowed to do, how you should do it, when you should do it. So the policy manual can be pretty overwhelming, when you first look at it, but it is a very important document, and it is just a really great reference. Board report. So board members are expected to submit a board report a week before each meeting to the secretary that describes the work you've completed for the organization. It's currently set up to complement the strategic plan. Board members can also request reimbursement for travel and other expenses using the check request and in-kind form. For travel, please attach a map showing the requested mileage. And you do have the option to request full, partial, or in kind. So it is important that we are mindful of our expenses now that we have staff. And some board positions are assigned to certain committees. For example, as the president, I'm a part of automatically the executive, conference, and personnel committee. Please check your board task and timeline for your assigned committees. And I'll pull that up now. And so here for each position, we have the board task and timelines in the important document folder, and a great reference for, what you should be doing, when you should be doing it. And so for example, we have our descriptions, we have the estimated hours, the policies associated with us, bylaws, the committees that we're on, and what we should be doing each week, month, quarterly, and ongoing. Also, as different projects come up, board members can volunteer to serve on different committees and task force. Committees are ongoing, and task forces are usually like one-time projects. But please be mindful of your capacity and your available time, and only volunteer for what you feel like you can do. And we are a all volunteer board, and just know that every board member has a different amount of time that they can give. And overall, just want to say welcome to the board. You are here because we want to hear your voice. Don't be afraid to ask questions if something gets confusing, and we're excited to have you on board. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in December.